off to start the second half in this Melbourne Greyhounds Division 1 matchup on Good Friday between Greensborough and Eltham. Jensen able to get the first tap down for the Panthers. Gets it to McCormick, gets it back to Jensen, and now kick inside forward 50. Flying sideways for the mark was Jackson Davies. And takes that one in defence for the Borough. Looking to move it on quickly. Now the switch and out to the outer side where it's tracked by Connor Willis towards the boundary line. The boundary line does beat him. It will be thrown back into play. First minute of this second half. As we've said throughout the day, there's not an empty spot around the ground on the fence here. It's a packed house here at Memorial Park. The only game in the top flight happening today to kick off the 2026 season. Rosenbrock able to get the handle. That's a Brinley. Kick, not a great one. McCubbin almost made good of it with the mark, but brought it to ground and taken over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play. Greensborough kicking to the right-hand side of your screen or radio dial in this third term. No real wind to speak of around the ground, so neither end really known as a scoring end so far. There's Brinley able to get the tap down towards Mitchell, but he's forced to lay a tackle as McCormick snaps one forward for the Panthers. Culligan at back position. Davies brings it to ground, but Eltham are going to go forward once again. Inside forward 50, and on his own was Cooper James.
Not keen to go the distance, is he?
Doesn't think he has the distance. Think the man on the mark is standing right on the paint of 50 metres. Kai Turner wheeling around, wanted the handball, but Cooper James now has gone back. Mouthguard in the sock and will set sail for goal.
He's going to take his chances here, and he probably has to. In the goal square would be a great place for it to land if he can't get the distance.
Let David Evans fly for it. James shanks that one sort of off the side of the boot, and Brinley's on the last line of defence for the Borough, and he takes the relieving mark. Going to go short one at Rosenbrock, getting into the game early in this third term. Over the top to Hasler. Go short one down the line. Jacobs does well to come across and spoil. Chocker takes possession, brought to ground. And ball trickles out of bounds, so will be thrown back into play. Almost on centre wing outer side here.
Will Mitchell trying to come on, trying to get the attention.
They try and get a few rotations done while the ball is right near the interchange gates are Greensborough. Jensen gets the tap down. Tackle away. Mitchell able to get a handball away to Brinley, who gets it out. Have they given that one a high tackle? Or is it throw for Mitchell? So it's going to be an Eltham free kick on centre wing. And they will have a chance to go forward through McCormick, who's been one of their better players today. He's had a fair bit of it. Goes slightly forward to Riley Byrne. Still nearly on centre wing here now. They're going to go long inside forward 50. Big pack flying for that one, but standing strongest at the front of the pack is Jackson Davies. And he takes the relieving mark inside defensive 50 as he has for much of the day. Goes to Eastwood. He's going to go further up the ground where he finds Andrew Nucko on the dash. Got a chaser, but Andrew Nucko does well. Bumped off it as he kicked. And it's going to be a down the ground free kick in favour of the Borough. And there's an Eltham player who's pulled up really sore from that marking contest. Might be a cramp is Riley Byrne. As Hasler kicks that one towards forward 50. McCubbin takes the mark, and umpire says he kept it in, much to the dismay of Tim Bongetti. And Bongo's going to have to get out of the way of this kick. There's James McCubbin.
Will Mitchell's getting a lot of work done on his back. He's just walking back to the bench, so we'll just monitor that.
Yeah, that's a big story. If he is forced to sit out this game, it's basically being forced over the fence, is McCubbin, as he gets ready to take his kick towards goal. It's from the tightest of angles right in front of our commentary position. It is Zach McCubbin. Sends it on its way. Just fades out to the right. It's gone through.
He's got it home, I reckon.
It's gone through. And he left Tim Bongetti know about it, does Zach McCubbin.
What a goal.
That is a goal. I'm going to say that went in. I know Tim's not happy in front of us, but let me tell you, I reckon that snuck in by the barest of margins.
I reckon it faded right after it had gone through. So a brilliant kick from Zach McCubbin. And he gets Greensborough extend their lead, 7-5-47, leading Eltham 5-6-36. 4.5 minutes 'Minutes gone, third term. And that's a great momentum booster for the Greensborough Footy Club to start this second half, Bruno.
Yeah, definitely. And I've got to say, you'd have to be a pretty cruel goal umpire to not give maximum reward for such a fantastic kick at goal.
And the goal umpire was in the perfect position. So a great kick from Zach McCubbin. Basically kicked it from the fence and gives Greensborough the perfect start to this second half. Play restart in the middle. Stafford able to get a quick kick away, but couldn't find a target. Brindley in there, handball to Davies. Down the ground to Sievers. Can't find it on the full. Paddles it in front of himself. Tries to keep it in. Ayres does really well to keep it and takes it over the boundary line. And so free kick might have been a high tackle there from Sievers. So Ayres has it. Going to go inboard. Mitchell able to take the mark. And he'll get a handball away quickly. Andrew Narco gets a handball to Hasler. Go inside forward 50 for the Borough. Not sure who the target was on that occasion because Declan Ayres led Angus Sievers to that ball. And he'll rebound for Eltham. James McCubbin now takes possession, intercepting that one and sends one long to the top of the goal square in the Smith direction. Collins had a couple of bites of it, couldn't take the mark, and eventually ball goes over the boundary line. And it will be brought back into play. Brodie Glenn looking dangerous, wants to get away from Bronson Glasgow and get another goal on the board in this third term.
Will Mitchell still on the bench. We're, 4 or 5 minutes in, and he's still over there. He's had work on his back. That's a worry. He's a guy they want to have on. I thought he was one of the best on ground for the first half.
Smith got the tap down. Sievers couldn't take possession and is forced to lay the tackle on his opponent in Zerner. And now the ball will be thrown back in right in front of our commentary position. Tom Mitchell's got Mitch Stafford for company as he has for much of the day. Ned Rosenbrock trying to lay a bit of a block for the Brownlow medalist. As ball comes back in, Jensen takes that one out of the ruck, gets a quick kick away to McCormick, throws it on the boot, finds Culligan on the bounce, and he'll send Eltham inside forward 50. Evans the marking target, but coming through and burst away and running into the open goal for Eltham is Cooper James.
That was a wobbler and a half of a kick, and sometimes the greatest kicks don't hit the target, and sometimes they fall.
Well, I'm not sure any kick in that chain was perfect, but they were perfect for Eltham because everyone found the target and they got inside forward 50, and Cooper James hit that ball with speed and able to run into that open goal to close the lead back within a kick. The 5-point margin now, Eltham 6-6-42, trailing Greensborough 7-5-47. 7.5 minutes gone, third term. So the momentum switching in this game every minute, it seems.
I love it. This is exactly what you want from round one. They are both hungry for these 4 points.
Getting ready to restart play in the middle of the ground. Looks like it might be Robinson going up against Brindley in the ruck contest. Brindley goes up higher. Stafford was wanting the holding free kick against Tom Mitchell. Umpire says nothing doing, and we'll get a secondary stoppage in the middle of the ground. So that's a big job for Mitchell Stafford he's done today on the Brownlow medalist. Kept him to, as we've got 14 disposals so far in this matchup. Might be a 15th there with the kick away. Going to come the other way. Jacobs just hands it straight to Ned Rosenbrock, who'll set sail for goal. And Greensborough almost get the response just out to the right-hand side. Not sure, I don't know if Ned Rosenbrock called out Alex Jacobs' name, but somehow just snatched that ball away from him and set sail for goal. Just not able to make him pay, though, and it is one straight kick the margin. 8.5 minutes gone in this third term. Kai Turner once again kick out duties. Brodie Glenn applying the pressure. Ayres flying in the marking contest. He's the only one that went for it, so takes that one uncontested and will move it on straight away. Sends it further forward to Culligan, who nudges his opponent Davies under that footy and takes the mark inside forward 50. And is going back pretty confidently for the kick, so he'll set sail for his first of the day, Colm Culligan.
Will Mitchell still on the bench, gents? This has to be a niggle. It can't just be a structural play because they're really missing him. He's just come on right now.
Yeah, I think he's switched with his brother, so Tom Mitchell's just come off for a rest and Will Mitchell's come back on as Colm Culligan begins his approach to goal on a slide angle. Kick from just inside 50, starts it way out to the left and ends that way. So another minor score for Colm Culligan today. 2 behinds for him and gets the margin back to 5 points. 6-7-43. Eltham trailing Greensborough 7-6-48.
Call it the premiership quarter, guys, for a reason, and this is really one where whoever wants to dig in that little bit deeper here, it could be a nice lead to have going into three-quarter time.
Kick out in the hands of Andronako was absolutely on his own at the paint of 50 metres, as he has been for pretty much the entire day. Harrison Andronako. They're going to complete the switch. Eastwood goes through his hands, but he's able to pick it up on the run. Snaps it around the body and finds a target. Ayres came in late with the spoil and is able to take possession. Goes the handball backwards to a teammate in Dams. Over to Chocker.
Great tackle.
Tackle laid. Eastwood in there trying to lay the tackle once again, but Dams does well to get a handball away. Stafford lays the tackle in the high. It has been adjudged, and Tim Pongetti does not like that call. But it is going to be Greensborough's way, and Harrison Andronako gets it just behind centre wing. Will go forward to Brindley. He's going to have to reach over Turner. Does really well to get the tap in. He's asking for someone to rotate and get him on the ground. And he's going to come off for a rest. Here's Kite Turner. As we have a stoppage, about 60 around from the Greensborough goal. Will Mitchell at the front of this pack, being manned by Daniel Lanetta. Robinson got the tap down. Lands in the hands of Stafford, who'll kick forward, but the mark taken by Jackson Davies. He's had a heap of it in this third term.
Really has. Good mark.
One of the, as I said earlier, one of the 3 Team of the Year members for Greensborough in 2025, alongside his captain, Jack Johnston.
Brindle's having plenty of it as well.
He's the other one, their 3rd Team of the Year member from last year, is going to go forward for the Borough. The marking target was Fisher, and I think he was held in that contest, so no one manning the mark for Eltham, so a short kick, and McCubbin's going to take that mark unopposed. Declan Ayres came in late. I think McCubbin fell trying to get the 50, and Declan Ayres did exactly the same thing, so umpire not being sucked into making that call, and Zach McCubbin will line up from just inside 50. Jack Johnston getting into it with his opponent in Riley Byrne, and something to do off the ball, but I think the umpire's just trying to sort this out and let Zach McCubbin take his kick.
I think they were just commenting on each other's hairstyles today. Yeah. It's all a bit of fun.
So players disperse. McCubbin, from a much easier angle than he had a couple of minutes ago, sends this one on its way. That one might be out to the left. It's come back with the wind. Zach McCubbin's kicked 2. And he's come out to let the Eltham bench know about it once again.
Well, we got a scuffle here.
So Zach McCubbin all of a sudden has kicked 2 goals to start this third term and extended Greensborough's lead out to double digits once again. It's 8-6-54. Greensborough leading Eltham 6-7-43. 12 and a half minutes gone third term.
Very important goal there, guys. This is where the momentum can change, because if they get another one before three-quarter time, all of a sudden you're starting to talk about 3 goals to turn this around, aren't you?
Yeah, you definitely are. And it's really the stars and the veterans for Greensborough that are stepping up now. Zach McCubbin had a bit of it early in the day, but in this third quarter, he's taken this game by the scruff of the neck. Jackson Davies in defence has had a bit of it. So they're getting their stars involved as now the tap comes down to Hasler from Brindley. Goes inside forward 50 where Fisher is bumped off it. Glenn's in there. Big tackle laid by the Eltham defender in Declan Ayres, and they weren't holding the ball to Eltham. But it's going to, umpire says nothing doing, and we'll just throw the ball back up. Great. Inside forward 50 for the Borough. Smith tries to get a tap away, but Robinson does well to get a kick out of that contest. But it lands in the hands of Hasler. He'll send it forward. Got Fisher on the lead. Comes down to ground level. And the tackle is laid on Willis. And the umpire will call for it once again inside forward 50. Just didn't have any prior opportunity on that occasion, so I think that's a good call from the umpire.
The attention they've put on each other and the pressure has not stopped from the first bounce, has it?
Ham coming through in that stoppage. Gets a handball away. Both Mitchells in there trying to gain possession but couldn't take it. Eventually McCubbin has it, and he's wrapped up by 2 Eltham opponents. James McCubbin on this occasion. And we'll have another stoppage inside Greensborough's forward 50. Robinson and Fisher going at it in this ruck contest. Jacobs with the handball away. Robinson in there. Eventually comes out to Willis. Gets it to Mitchell, who's wrapped up immediately by a couple of Eltham opponents. And there will be another stoppage on the corner of the centre square. Pressure has gone up in this third quarter as Brindley gets the tap down, but it's going to go Eltham's way. Handball intercepted by Hasler. Now McCubbin with a snap on the left.
Oh, well done. Good pressure
Contest
by Eltham.
affected, and now Eltham looking to snap one around the body through Zerner. Finds a one-on-one contest, but spoiled almost over the boundary line, and eventually it does get over the boundary line. We'll be throwing it back into play. Forward of wing. Out of side for Eltham. And it will be another stoppage here for the Panthers, who are trailing by 11 points, 15 minutes gone in this third term. Robinson tapped down. McCubbin comes through and wrapped up.
I think the boys will start to feel the pinch here from both sides, so the ball will get tied up a little bit more frequently. For the person that switches first will be very, very important.
Robinson tapped down, but once again, we're going to call for a secondary stoppage here on this outer side. So contested footy in this third term. As Stafford and Mitchell going at it once again as they have for much of the day. Brindley getting up high on that occasion, but tapped down to Jacobs, whose handball is intercepted by Willis. Now Mitchell gets a handball out to Willis. And back now out to Will Mitchell. So over to Hasler, over to Brindley, who stumbled as he caught it, but did well to maintain possession. Rosenbrock gets a handball over to Ham. Now back over the top to Rosenbrock, evades one tackle. Goes over the boundary line, and I think there's been a free kick paid. Is it after the...
Yeah, that's undisciplined footy.
It's going to be an Eltham footy. Declan Ayres is going to have it right in front of Matty Hyde in the Greensborough bench. Long down the line for the Panthers. Couldn't find a marking target. Eventually the handball comes out and it will be thrown back in on that outer wing.
Boundary line is winning this quarter, I think,
Yeah.
and the ball's not coming through the centre. Someone's got to make a change here. Start using the centre. Eltham was strong through the centre early.
Culligan able to get a tap away from there. Mitchell got a disposal out, and now it's going to come back for Eltham, though. Inside forward 50, flying
What a
across the
mark.
pack for the mark. Jackson Davies. Exactly what you'd expect from the Greensborough Team of the Year member. Been absolutely incredible, especially in this third quarter, starting his season off strong. Gets the kick out to his captain in Jack Johnston.
He's got an option on the boundary.
He's going to go in that direction. McCubbin's there. Jensen's there as well, but the boundary line's going to beat them, and it's out of bounds on the full. So another opportunity for the Panthers to go inside forward 50. And this time it's going to be Matt Zerner, who will have it inboard to Kai Turner, who looks inboard for an option, but eventually he's going to go back towards the boundary line where Alex Jacobs takes the uncontested mark. Short one down the line, just a bit too hot for his teammate, and now Greensborough looking to clear one out, but it comes back to Jacobs, who's tackled almost immediately, bumped as he kicked inside forward 50 for the Panthers. A couple of players trip over each other in that contest. Coming through is Davies, trying to get a handball away in the direction of his captain. Couldn't find him. Now snap towards Culligan inside forward 50 for the Panthers. Snapper around the body. It was touched on the way through. Now a snap towards goal for Eltham.
Amazing goal.
And Eltham get one back and get back within a kick in this Good Friday contest. Just waiting for the player to turn around so I can see who it was. It's Zane Andreetta with the snapper around the body. And his first goal in 2026. One of the under-19 stars of this Eltham program. Starting this season in the senior side. And a brilliant goal to get Eltham back within 5 points.
I think they missed a real opportunity there, Greensborough, to take the mark as it was uncontested. He let it go to ground. Unfortunately, picked up straight away. Unfortunately for Greensborough, but picked up straight away by Eltham. And those snaps are exactly what we're talking about, back to a 5-point game.
He's a goal kicker at whatever level he played at last year. 7 goals in his 12 under-19s games, but 7 goals in 7 senior games last year. So it's coming in and having an impact in the senior side. Is Zane Andreetta is looking to get the clearance here. Greensborough. Ham's going to have to go backwards and tackled immediately by the goal kicker.
Smith's gone into the ruck.
Yeah, so we've seen that the second half of most quarters so far, giving Brindley a bit of a chop out. The kick goes forward for Eltham. Johnston and his opponent holding each other off it as the kick goes inside, and play on's been called and gets Stafford, I think, or is it a mark?
Mark.
Oh, no, there's a free kick being paid back to, I believe, Jack Johnston.
Oh,
so it was
50.
Oh, yeah, it's a dangerous not giving the ball back on the full, but Jack Johnston had a free kick. It's gone downfield technically to James McCubbin. And he will relieve out a defensive 50 for the Greensborough side. Smith standing under it. Going back with the flight. Collins was able to get a hand to that footy. Bumped off it by Sievers. And taken over the boundary line. So will be a ball thrown back into play on the near side wing.
Good contest.
There's a brilliant contest here at War Memorial Park as Jensen and Smith going at the ruck. Jensen got the tap down, but boundary line beats everyone once again, as it has for most of this third quarter. Another stoppage, this time on the near side.
Mitchell Stafford's doing a fantastic job on Tom Mitchell. I've just got to bring that up. He has really held him.
And Dan Annette is the one that's got the job on Will Mitchell in this third quarter as well. So just looking to really defend this centre stoppage area. Eltham as Annette on top of that footy. Had to get a disposal away. Smith just hacks one out of that contest. They reckon it was touched, and umpire does agree. And it will be ball thrown back into play right in the Eltham interchange gate in front of the scoreboard, which does read 8-6-54 Greensborough, leading Eltham at 7-7-49 into time on third term, 21 minutes gone. Smith and Jensen going at the ruck contest once again. Smith gets front position. Jensen wrestles him away and gets the tap down. Can't quite find a target. Goes in and roves his own work. Didn't dispose of that one cleanly. Mitchell gets a kick away, but it's smothered. And now Andrew Nako tries to get a handball over the top. Glenn's in there. So is the teammate in Compton. Gets a kick inside forward 50, but it's called play on. So Fisher's going to have to keep going. And it was, I think, touched off the boot, they believe. It was good delivery inside forward 50, but unfortunately just touched on the way through, and it will be a stoppage inside in the heart of the forward 54. Greensborough. Hasler in there, out to Tom Mitchell. Handball over to Willis, kick towards goal, looking for his second of the day. And just out to the right-hand side. So Connor Willis, 1 goal, 1 for the day.
One thing that's happened is they're getting the ball out a little bit too easy via Kai Turner. They really need to get their defensive line sorted. Just ball pops out nearly every time. We need to lock it in as a Greensborough point of view. On the other side, if Eltham get it out, they seem to score from it.
Just such a long kick out of defence is Kai Turner. Plays on from this time. He's going to get it basically to centre wing here. Flying at the back is Collins. Couldn't take that mark. Handball out to Will Mitchell. He dives on top of that one. And umpire calls for a secondary stoppage. So Jensen up against Smith. Brindley's in there for Greensborough. He's free on the outside as both Mitchell brothers go in with their direct opponents in Stafford and Annetta. And we'll have another stoppage, that 70 around from the Greensborough goal.
Hard to tell those two Mitchell boys when their heads are both over the ball.
Yeah. We're figuring it out as the day goes on, but this time it's Tom Mitchell getting the handball away. That one's smothered, so he's forced to lay a tackle on Chocker. And brings him to ground. And so we've got, not officially, but we've got Tom Mitchell up to 19 disposals on his Greensborough debut. So well held in comparison to what we would have expected from the Brownlow medalist. As stoppage once again wrapped up immediately, and we'll have another ball up about 65 around from the Greensborough goal. Smith pushes Jensen out of that contest, but the Eltham ruck did well to get a handball down. Jacobs misses his target in Chocker with the handball and trickles over the boundary line, so it will be thrown back into play, still in this same position. It's now Jacobs with the job on Will Mitchell. So just giving Daniel Annetta a bit of a chop out. And Jensen had front position, but didn't actually get a bite of the ball. Smith palms it down, but it finds Jacobs, who's wrapped up immediately by Will Mitchell. So not sure what that injury worry was at the start of the third quarter, but it looks like he's shaking it off.
He's getting a bit of heat into the back there for a while. So whatever they've done, the magic on the bench, maybe the old magic spray came out.
They definitely need him in this third term. Just a 6-point margin in favour of the home side. Late in this third term, Jensen tapped down. His kick spoiled by Jack Johnston. Gets it in the middle to Andrew Narco. Goes inside forward 50 in the Seavers direction. Can't take it. Willis wrapped up and didn't get a clean possession out of that contest. Now it's going to be Eltham through Collins. Breaks the ham tackle. Kicks the scrubber to Will Mitchell. Now he's short one inside forward 50. He's almost marked for Culligan. That ball is like a bar of soap somehow. No one's been able to mark it in this third quarter. The pressure is that high, and we'll have another stoppage inside forward 50 for Greensborough.
I think Tim Bonghetti's just asking what our lunch order is. I don't need any dim sims. Tim will be fine.
Zach McCubbin reels out of this stoppage and gets a kick inside forward 50. Angus Seavers able to get a handball away and a snap towards goal for Greensborough.
Downfield. He took him down after the kick.
Yeah, it was a behind. So they're going to basically, I think they'll get it on the goal line, or is it going to go back to where he took the kick?
It's going to go back by the looks of things.
Yeah, so go back to where he took the kick. Ben Fisher was dumped after he had a shot on goal, and he'll have another opportunity to put one on the scoreboard and extend this lead back out to 2 straight kicks. We might have to shut this window. We might get some advice from Tim Bonghetti if this one goes through as well.
The coach is going to be over the moon there, Matty Hyde. Seeing a guy put his body on the line, he knew he was going to get cleaned up there, and he stood fat.
So Ben Fisher will line up for his first goal of the season. Kicked 16 in his 21 games in 2025.
He was looking to give it off there.
I don't know if he was looking to give it off as much as Tom Mitchell was asking for it.
I think you're right.
As Fisher sends it on its way, it's logged it straight, and it's gone straight through the middle for the Borough. And Ben Fisher has his first of the afternoon and first of 2026, and it is a 2 straight kick margin for the home side. 9-7-61 Greensborough leading Eltham 7-7-49. 26 minutes gone, third term. And it feels like the margin should be more than 12 points at the moment. It feels like Greensborough are right on top, Bruno.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a huge goal for them to add to. Like, that's the type of goal that inspires you to continue to get it done this quarter. They're 2 goals up now, but we'll see where they go from here, because this could be anything.
Yeah,
those acts of undiscipline, though, cost you games.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've seen it many times over the years with many sides in this top flight. You lose games by those undisciplined acts. So Eltham still within touching distance as they go forward out of this centre stoppage. Comes out to Swaney, who wheel around to the right boot and snap one towards goal. Jackson Davies on the last line of defence for Greensborough. Takes the intercept mark. I think he's got about 6 intercepts in this quarter alone. The 2025 Team of the Year member. And he'll relieve for the Borough. Eastwood with it. Long kick down the line. Ayres flies for the mark. I think it was more a push in the side from Declan Ayres and takes the relieving mark, and we'll look to send Eltham back inside forward 50. 27 minutes gone, so it might not be too long left in this third term. As the Greensborough skipper, Jack Johnston, flying across the pack and takes the mark. Basically uncontested, and Tim Bonghetti not happy about that one. He'll go across the face of the defensive 50, the Greensborough skipper, and finds an uncontested mark in Bolton. Go long down the line. Brindley had to go from behind and spoil that one. Comes down to ground level where it comes to Ham, and he'll run down the wing, takes a third bounce. Tempted for a fourth, eventually goes over to Seavers, who'll get it to Andrew Narco, evade one tackle, get it back to his teammate in Ham. Go to Fisher, and now inside forward 50. McCubbin's taken the mark. And he's going to get a shot at a third goal in this third quarter. And he's basically breaking the game open on his own, is Zach McCubbin.
That's what's going to happen here. If he kicks this goal, it totally changes the whole philosophy going into three-quarter time. And for the people listening at home, it's been such a tightly contested game all game, but this is where the better sides break away and they put pressure, don't they, on the other side, Bruno?
Yes, they do.
He's kicked 2 goals in this third quarter, and he's come over to the Eltham bench both times to let them know about it. He's on the opposite side of the ground this time, so might come all the way over and let him know about this one as well if he kicks it. Zach McCubbin.
I don't think Tim's looking for any more advice.
17 goals in 13 games last season. That one a bit of a helicopter and just out to the left-hand side, so his first minor score of the afternoon. Zach McCubbin, 2 goals, 1 on the day, and that is the margin that Greensborough lead by. 9-8-62, leading Eltham 7-7-49. 29 minutes gone, third quarter here at Greensborough Memorial Park. Good Friday clash between Greensborough and Eltham. Big fly at the back, Sievers. Couldn't take the grab. Evans at ground level, gets it to Collins. Handball away, Mitchell intercepted, shrugs a tackle, gets it to his skipper in Johnston, who gets it over to Willis, back over to Tom Mitchell, wheel around into that left boot, inside forward 50, Fisher the target, coming across and affecting the spoil is Mitchell Green.
Little bit of class there by Tom. Tom Mitchell got it, turned him inside out and still bought that extra minute, 2 seconds of time.
I reckon it's the first time he's had more than a metre space on his own the entire day. That's how good the job Mitch Stafford has done on him.
Great.
Ball thrown back into play inside forward 50 for Greensborough. Smith tapped down, but Eltham are looking to clear it. Andrew Nucko in there, tackle laid, and it is going to be a ball up. Anetta laying the tackle on that occasion for Eltham. Had a good day without getting a lot of the ball, has Daniel Anetta.
I've loved his intensity.
It's been absolutely brilliant in this Eltham side, the ex-Watsonia man.
You just feel like Greensborough is controlling the play right now a little bit more, leading at three-quarter time.
Yeah, can't come soon enough for Eltham, this three-quarter time break. Willis is sliding into that contest. Mitchell lays the tackle.
Well done.
Punch comes through from Eastwood and now forward 50. Brody Glenn sends one towards goal and almost for his third of the day, but just out to the left-hand side once again. And he joins Zach McCubbin with 2 goals, 1 on the day. And Greensborough moved to 9-9-63, leading Eltham 7-7-49. And Kai turn on kicking duties once again. Big fly at the back from Will McFawn on the three-quarter time siren, but couldn't bring it down. Siren went anyway. And it is going to be the home side with the ascendancy going into this final quarter. It is Greensborough 9-9-63, leading Eltham 7-7-49 at the 3.